Hai.
Why are you?
Enggak.
I like sleeping. I like shopping and anything.
The best player for me is Steph Curry.
Hi, I'm Herizka. I love cats. I love foods. I'm from Syndicate 6. What else?
Yeah, I'm Enzo. Hello. Syndicate
6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, hi, I'm Rizky. I'm from Syndicate 6.
My name is Raka, and my favorite hobbies is playing badminton, and my favorite food is apa ya?
Hi, I'm Kinan. I don't know what I like. Oh, I like K-pop and yeah, let's go. Okay, so how do moral foundation and values based on shorts inform you about your own ethical decision making, especially in the business context?
So the Schwartz model informed me that my moral foundations and values are based on the stimulation mainly and also the hedonism. I recognize myself in those values. I tend to search for stimulation in every aspect of my life, including business. It means that my decisions, I always take the ones which provide me excitement in an intellectual way. I like to take decisions when the challenge is tricky to solve or when you have to search deep in your mind, in your brain, to find a solution. I don't like when it's easy and everything is already done. I always want to be stimulated, and especially in my work, because I think this is what makes you grow as a human being. In the business, it could be a real advantage by proposing solutions or innovate, also pushing your limits. We can find examples as Elon Musk or Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, who I think are persons who want to be stimulated in their jobs. Second values is hedonism, so this is linked with my first value, stimulation. I find pleasure in being stimulated, so hedonism is basically taking decisions which will procure you pleasure. In the business, it can help to identify like the customer needs by putting myself at the customer's place and what the customer will find pleasure in my product. So I think it's a good advantage. Finally, the term hedonism reminds me of some Greek philosophy, especially Epicure, who was a Greek philosophic figure. It tends to talk a lot about pleasure and also in a clever way by calculate the level of pleasure. And I think we can link this philosophy with the business model by calculate the pleasure of my employees, myself, or all the stakeholders in the company.
The business ethical question. What is the function for the moral foundation for me? Like value is what is so transactional, desirable, and everything that is lead us as the guidance principle for the future. So based on my result that I get achievement, security, and also stimulation as the highest, which I believe what I will behave in the business context. So for the achievement is like I'm striving for consistency in gaining something good in the end, and also for the security that I would like to make any decision without causing any harm to the environment or maybe to my group. And for the stimulation, and since I'm an adventurous person, I would like to do something that is very interesting. So it's more like the inner compass for me to help me decide what is the suitable position for me in the future. And for now, I think maybe the most suitable position would be marketing or sales, because sales is very adventurous. Like you have to connect with everyone else outside of your company, and also marketing, like you have to push or maybe you have to find something better for the company by being consistent or anything. So
Well, based on the source values I have taken, the highest results of mine were hedonism, self-direction, and universalism. And these values relates to openness to change and transcendence. And I think what the values means is that I seek comfort and independence as a form of self-respect, not only for myself but also for the others that involved in my experience.
Well, so using Short's moral foundation and ideals, I can comprehend myself from a new angle I was unaware of. Like, I obtained the result of a dominant moral basis in loyalty, and which made me understand that maybe that's why I am always concerned with loyalty to others, self-sacrifice, etc. And this information really helped me to, figure it out why I would interact like that, like this or something like that during business meetings, and how maybe I can, turn an act into something more positive. And then I also discovered that I fell under the category of benevolence on the Short's value scale, and this two task result, I believe, will be very closely related to how I behave and make decisions when doing business. And of course, this two task result make it easier for me to find the right step to be able to work as a professional and what the best way to manage a business will be.
Okay, based on the score test, my highest value is security, and based on his theory that security is basic need of living beings to protect themselves from potential threats in their environment. So normally people concerned about it seriously to their survival needs such as physical health, food, resources, housing qualities, and so on. In a business context, that value securities influence the decision making in various factors that could be present in the business case. So that we concern about security, we can minimize the probability of negative consequences that we can face.
Hi.
Hi, Heris.
Hi, Enzo. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay, I'm great too.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So I want to ask about what are your strategies to avoid moral neglect in an organizational business?
Yeah, for my example, in my company, to avoid this moral neglect, at first I will include some moral objectives in my company to avoid at first these moral issues, these ethic problems. And I think the communication is also a part of the solution to avoid this moral problem. I think I also tend to provide a culture of integration, of respect in my company. I think the communication and the objectives diffused in the whole company are the main solutions for me to avoid this moral neglect. Are you agree with this?
Well, I think dealing with such unpleasant moral situation would be tricky, right? Because it depends on what the situation and the outcome of some specific behavior. So my strategy is maybe to listen to what the other parties have in mind and listen to what they are concerned about, and then we can develop some kind of consultation and a routine inspection for the organization, and basically giving them a clear communication and accommodating them to a decent action regarding the business decision making.
Okay, yeah, I tend to agree with you, and I can add something is to also take the customers' feedback to make some surveys about our company.
That's right.
What the perception of the customer towards our company.
I agree, and I think we have to keep evaluating the work also, because when we think it works perfectly, often we think that everything going flawless, but we still can end up being negligent. Yes, this is where we have to document everything, I think. In business decision making steps, to take a look back whether it has done any damage to others in front of us.
For sure.
Hey guys, so that's the second question. So what are your strategies, you guys, to avoid moral neglect, moral justification, moral inaction in your organization, business, decision making? Maybe who wants wants to start first?
Yeah, I can start. We're talking about strategies. There's no such thing that we can always anticipate, but yeah, there is something that we can do to prevent all of that to happen, because situations and conditions always changing during the time. And maybe the first thing that we should do, we just have to look at our surroundings, whether that thing is still working or not, or maybe that thing is still relevant or not, or maybe just regularly visiting about the law and policy compliance in your company, maybe doing some surveys during between all employees, and maybe just talking about what do you think about this policy, what do you think about this, and then by all that gathering all that insights, maybe we can have sometimes a policy needs to be changed during the situation. So maybe we can get a clearer objective by doing that.
Okay, so what about you guys?
Yeah, I think I agree with Rizky because it also assure that in a business case or business activity there will be a dynamic change. So we have to,
that's true.
we have to be prepared to the change so we can minimize the moral neglect, moral justification, and so on and so forth. And the communication is also an important thing
That's true.
Yeah.
to avoid the misunderstanding between among employees.
What about you?
Well, actually, I'm with you guys. I'm agree with both of your opinions. But I think, in addition to your guys' opinion, I think it will be better for us to remain calm, remain trying to look at the bigger views, like we're doing a research or something, like we're getting know what are we dealing with or something like that. So in order to to overcome the problem, we have to know the bigger view first, and then we have to communicate it well, and then it's just like Raka and Rizky said.
Maybe it's like making risk assessment about like a survey to all employees. But what do you think about this policy? What do you think about this value about this company? And then by that maybe the one who's sitting higher ups, like the directors, like they can evaluate about their value and policy in the company, and then maybe because the situations and conditions always changing, so they have to stay relevant for that.
I think that's a good one. Okay,
So
Perfect.
Okay, so guys, for the last one, well, I really want to know in what way do should theories of ethics like deontological ethics, consequentialism ethics, virtue ethics, and then stakeholder theory inform you about solving ethical issues or dilemmas in your business decision making? Who wants to start first?
I think we will start here.
No one wants to start.
I think I can start with that. Maybe. So since from my point of view, since the consequentialism.
It's really hard.
I get it.
Hard.
We can understand that. It's
Since
okay. keep
that
going.
theory
Yeah.
is a moral framework, like the moral framework one, and then the virtue ethics maybe focuses on developing individual on purpose. So it's kind of two different things. So because now we know both of the information, I think I'll be better prepared to make business decision. So even the tough ones, like I can more or less every circumstance can be easily evaluated first, and then after that I can solve the things from using the law and sustainability, like SDGs informed plans maybe, or something. We can combine the plans and the bigger view, something
That's
like
a
that.
good one, actually.
And then maybe in order to create a sustainable and effective strategy also, I don't know, I think it is crucial that the team fully comprehend with this one.
I can react to what you said about consequentialism. I think the deontological ethics is kind of opposed to this consequentialism, because in the consequentialism there is the word consequences, and I think the deontological ethics take the problem at the roots. And It means that the firm has to analyze before taking any decisions to whether its decision is providing harm or is unethical. Meanwhile, the consequences doesn't focus on the consequences and on the aftermath and everything. So for me, the deontology issues, ethics, is more relevant for the business model of the company.
For business decision making.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone wants to add something?
I think for me, for the overall theories, it helped us assess what suitable steps to take when we encounter some ethical issues, right? And dilemmas regarding business decision making. And I think the theories can help us also to plan the sustainability of their businesses, because it informs us that taking business decisions can be somewhat subjective, because we are looking beyond their corporate goals and we are examining the possible consequences of the choices we made as a stakeholder.
Okay.
I know. If I may add that, maybe all of this ethics theory is to determine which is the step that we should take by the end of the day. Like maybe by consequentialism ethics, or what is the name of that? It's like before doing anything, maybe you should know what is the consequence that is following after, and then this will help us to face any dilemmas in the organization. Like maybe like the one case that we had before with the insurance company. Like if we do something like this, what will happen in the moment after, and then so on and so forth. And then maybe it really helps us to face any dilemmas, like, and always to connecting with sustainability, with understanding about the consequences, with understanding about what is the cultural and everything that is related to this. If we can process all of this in the same portion, like maybe a very good portion of it, maybe we can create a sustainability ecosystem, like everyone is on the same portion, like everyone is understanding what is the consequences of everything. Maybe it helps us in the greater condition.
And also I think I might add some point that this theory also help us develop our moral intuition. So we can develop our moral intuition about a certain situation even when we have not consequently through the issue. So we are practice to make decision judgment, like we are playing piano. We can sit and we can play the piano. In the same way, we can play it well. So we can develop our moral intuitions, so we can avoid the moral neglect.
Anyone wants to add?
I would like to add something about the theory we don't really talk. The stakeholder theory. I think this theory is interesting by its definition about stakeholder. It involves every aspect, every actors of the company is involved to solve ethical issues. There is a lot of company which not focus on their stakeholders, on their suppliers, and I think it's important for the biggest company who have a lot of suppliers to watch and to analyze and to make some consultation about all their suppliers, because in the last few years there is a lot of companies like H&M, Zara in the textile, even in car automobile and in every and they wasn't focusing on their suppliers, on their stakeholders, and they doesn't finance them. And I think this theory is also important.
It's very important.
Maybe by the end of the day, ethics is not something that we learn for, but it's just something that we live with. So we can make any better judgment with, considering ethics is our top priority.
Because moral values of stakeholders may vary, like different beliefs on rights and wrongs. So we have to act accordingly, and then these theories help us to take control and take responsibility, and better not generalize one issue with only one way of thinking.
There's a lot of way for that. I think we can agree to that. Anyone else?
So
Okay.
So, hello.
Hi.
All of us would like to conclude what have we learned throughout this semester with business ethics, law, and sustainability. Maybe I'll start from the business ethics point of view because almost all of the definitions of business ethics involve applying a moral code to business operations and decision making. But business ethics means recognizing that there is the right and wrong in business as well as our personal life. And furthermore, running a business is not just about making money, but also doing the right thing to get the money in exchange. So studying business ethics change the outlooks and influence behavior and provides a set of terminology and conceptual framework for us as a guidance or a principle and also as our inner compass to understand the consequences of everything that we do. So it makes us more aware about the environment. And also from the law, we get that everywhere everyone should be regulated, and we can always find the law and policy everywhere. So might as well we have to imply to the applied law in certain locations. So it means that we have to be careful and we have to really act accordingly and appropriately regarding the law that applied to that location. And also from sustainability, I really understand that everything is on the same fair portion for us. So in terms of maximize the people, profit, and planet, we have to really keep that everything is on the same balance level. And also, yeah, we have to really understand the consequence of everything. It's like every business law and sustainability is totally related. But yeah, I learned a lot from this course. Maybe you guys can continue.
Well, maybe I can go first. And so you want to go first?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
So first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Indika for these courses about business ethics. These courses were really dynamic and really interesting for me. These courses contribute to me by raising my awareness towards how companies consider ethics, and also me considering ethics is also a new subject for me. I also learned that the question of ethics is really tricky and not that simple to solve. I have learned that unethical behavior have multiple roots, and sometimes it's hard to identify those roots. I learned that ethics is more global than just the business part. It involves the whole system as a mechanism. This system tends to be changed in the last decade, and I hope this is just the beginning of the change. I think for me, in the future, if I had the chance to lead a company or to have high responsibilities, I would be more vigilant about my behavior and how my company is acting towards employees, suppliers, customers, and all the stakeholders. So I can say that this course could help me in my future professional career to be a better manager.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good actually. You want to go first?
Well, for me, business ethics is like in order to be successful in business, you need to collaborate, right? Work in teams and get the respect of others. And so if you're unethical, cheating or lying, then you won't get any respect or people won't trust you and it will end your career quickly. So ethics class give us the chance to think twice about our decisions and questioning the directions we're headed, and then also maintaining a better harmonious relations with society, customers, and also the employees. Anyone?
Yeah, for me, this course also teach us or introduce us about legal and ethic aspect. So we as business people in the future, maybe we can concern about what will be a better decision that we have to choose by concerning about the ethic and about the law that around our environment. So yeah, it will be more beneficial for us.
Okay, so maybe for me, I think studying business ethics change outlooks and influence behavior. And ethics provides me a set of terminology and conceptual framework with which I can think and talk about ethical issues. And then I have a lot of new insight and new knowledge from this class. And I sort of know a little bit better about SDGs and about law, especially law in Indonesia, and then yeah, and so on and so forth. And I think this class helped me weigh the potential consequences of my business decision, and then I have a lot of opportunity to learn a little bit more about how to make a sustainable business. And for wrap up this video, I think I really want to give an appreciation for Mr. Andika, Bulala, and Bu Anita for giving us a whole amazing course. And we really enjoyed every minute of your lectures. And
we do.
Yeah, and
That's true.
from this class is really fun, and I think
it's really fun. I was really looking forward to this class.
yeah, I think everyone is enjoying every class and every minute in this class. So yeah, we really want to thank Mr. Andika, Bulala, and Bu Anita for this class. So yeah, I think, do you guys want to add something up, or should we just wrap this video?
Yeah, maybe that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We're from Syndicate 6. See you next time.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Merci. Okay, bye guys. Okay, I think that's
Yeah. Keep going.
okay, did you hold it for me? Thank you. So
I'm Herizka.
yes, no. Thank you. Bye. Let's go and lighting up this.
What? Hi. What? Do I look good enough already?
Yes, you look great. Okay.
Okay.
Masih ada lagi ya? Yeah, it's okay. We can just.
Okay.
It's okay. Ah!
What's the rest of this question?
Cheese.
You can just use the answer.
Is that's it?
Yeah,
Okay. Let's just start.
Yeah, the communication and the objectives.
In order to maintain the human level of well-being. Kali,
What? Guys, can you guys say hi? Hi.
We just finished the finance class and we're so tired and we want to go home. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Hey guys, that's it from us today. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's go. Thank you. Bye.
That's good. It's 7 minutes.
Wow.